from my sister, he asked me, my challenges. My sister's in pharmaceutical science. My sister is doing her postdoctoral in cancer research. Um, she didn't believe in electrolytes reduced water. She didn't believe in Kangen machine. And Sam was very kind. Was kind enough to offer to speak to my sister to share scientific data with my sister. So Sam, can you tell us why you gave up your job in pharmaceutical science and you were on six figures income? Is that right?
I'm an immigrant kid from Vietnam. I came over here to America at 6 years old. We went from after the Vietnam War, the country collapsed basically, and then we kind of hid out in the country for a couple of years as the communists took over, and then we were refugees on a boat basically. Then we went to Malaysia and went to a refugee camp for 6 months, and we were waiting to be reassigned, I guess, to different countries. But my dad said, no, we were gonna wait. We're gonna wait to go to the USA because they have this constitution. They have this it's the land of opportunity, right? It's this. So I grew up in Spokane, Washington, but I graduated high school there and then went to the University of Washington. I was inspired to go into medicine because my grandma had a stroke when I was a teenager, and kind of seeing my grandma go through that kind of inspired me to go into healthcare and kind of try to figure out a cure or something like that. And so my brother's there's 5 kids in our family. My brother's a dentist, so I was actually supposed to become a dentist, but I didn't want to work with blood and spit all the time. And so I said, no, I don't want to become a dentist. So I went to laboratory automation. So I studied laboratory medicine at the University of Washington with a specialty in medical technology. And then I did that for 20 years and went to cancer research. And I ran the clinical pathology laboratory at Amgen. Amgen is a pretty big, it's kind of like the biotech equivalent to Pfizer. And so, you guys know about the Pfizer company, right? So it's a pretty big company. We made cancer therapies to help rebuild your immune system, rebuild your blood work after you get chemotherapy. So I thought I was doing something good there, but over the years, working in toxicology, looking at the side effects of all the drugs, I got this uneasy feeling that, man, I hope I don't get cancer because these drugs are pretty toxic. And so I started thinking in my head, like, what can I do to just avoid the whole cancer diagnosis, right? Because no one wants to take cancer just to take, free drugs, because that's a bad outcome. So I just want to stay a healthy person. I was able to kind of see my role in the big pharma, and I wasn't really big pharma wasn't really solving anything. They're treating symptoms, but we weren't really curing people. We were like putting them on a treatment regimen, like a subscription that we call a prescription, right? It's the same thing, subscription, prescription. It's a monthly charge, right? And so I just said, I don't want any of that. And I just want to be healthy. I started to have this midlife crisis. Here I was living the dream. Immigrant kid from Vietnam, went to college. I only have a 4-year degree, but I was being paid extremely well because I was good at what I did, but I hated Mondays just like everyone else. And I said, that's kind of weird. So what's going on with my life? And so I wasn't fulfilled. I didn't have passion for my work. And I thought that was a first world problem because, all my friends were looking at me saying that, Sam, your life is really good. Like you've really, reinvented yourself here. You like from immigrant to like cancer researcher, like you've gone the whole gamut here. But I just felt uneasy. I just felt unfulfilled. That it wasn't just about making money, but it was more about how you make your money is more important than how much money you make. Because if you make a lot of money but you're not doing good for the world, like it's tough to feel good inside. I had this midlife crisis. I became a ski instructor. I started skateboarding again with my kids at age probably 40. And then at 42, I fell and hit my head and cracked my head open, went into a coma. And in that coma, I experienced the afterlife. I experienced heaven. I experienced this the love and acceptance that is heaven. And I didn't, and I didn't, after that, I didn't fear death anymore. I didn't have a fear of death because I knew where my spirit was going to go after that. But I still retained all the clinical science and things like that. But I was more this spiritual novice, I guess, like this, I became one of these tree hugger type people or something like that. And so all my friends are like, man, you're kind of weird now. But that prompted me to just, I took a year off in 2014, kind of soul searching, kind of looking for a different direction in life because I wasn't fulfilled. I had a moral crisis with being a part of big pharma, so I quit. And so my brother, who's a dentist, he was kind of planning his retirement and he was looking at life insurance and being educating people. So I did that for about a year. And my friend Wendy asked me to look at Kangen with her. And she said, Sam, you used to be a scientist, right? Like, could you help me look at the science of this Kangen thing, this Kangen water? And I was kind of rolling my eyes like, water's water, like, just like everyone else, like water's water. It's not a big deal, right? And so when I saw the demo, and specifically when I saw Chisako, Wendy's upline, she did the oil, she did the 11.5 in the oil, and like my jaw dropped. I'm like, whoa, like you just broke the laws of physics or organic chemistry or something there, because water and oil don't mix. So what the heck is going on here? And then give me some of that. Are you sure it's not like Windex or like 409 or some kind of cleaning? And I drank it. I'm like, yeah, it's water. I mean, it tastes mineral, tastes like minerals, tastes like salt. So I'm like, what is going on here? So I went and I did the research on it. And let me share something with you guys that led me to essentially live my second life now. Okay, so here, advanced research on reduced water, right? And so this paper right here was the first paper I read. Trends in food science and technology, advanced research on the health benefits of reduced water. And look at the authors: Nakataka Shihirata, Hamasaki Teruyu. So I'm like, wait, these are like Japanese scientists. Like these look like Japanese names. And so how come like Japanese scientists are researching water? Meanwhile, I'm over here researching drugs. And so I'm like, what's going on here? Like science should be science around the world. Like just like math, 2 + 2 is equal to 4. Is that the same in England? So how come the science in America is not the same science in Japan? But find this paper and really understand how this technology works. But there's this one figure that really drove the point home for me here, this figure. So at the very top left, clinical applications of this water, ERW, to kidney disease. I'm like, we're going to see so much kidney disease in the next 5-10 years, guys, because of microplastics, right? And then in the middle, on the upper middle there, reactive oxygen species scavenging effects. So that's antioxidation, and then on the upper right is lifespan elongation. Nematodes are like little worms that they do research on. Lifespan elongation. Okay, and then we got anti-cancer effects. And like this, like I was just learning about the science of all this. It wasn't even medical claims or anything. I'm like, wow, there's some research that backs this stuff up. At the bottom there, it's anti-diabetes, and then you got like on the left side on the bottom, you got anti-allergy effects, and so all sorts of stuff. So my allergies went away after I started drinking this water. I used to have seasonal allergies. Every spring, the tree pollen would come out and I would have all sorts of things, right? But I don't have any of those. Left here almost to the very bottom, on the bottom, it says anti-hangover effect. How many of you guys have tested that before? It works, right? It works, right? It's so crazy. Like I'll go out and I'll go drinking with the guys or just, like New Year's Eve or something. And then I'll come home and drink a bunch of water. And then New Year's Day, like I'm out skiing. And my friend's like, how are you up like at 6 a.m. when we didn't get home till like 2 a.m. or something like that? You know, and Don's like, I don't know, it's just magic water, you know? But yeah, this is the paper that really kind of led me down this path. And I'll be doing Kangen. I'll be on Mr. Oshiro's team for the rest of my life. This is we're not making any health claims. This is just fact. This is science. We're not talking like you know, Bill Gates science or Fauci science. We're talking literally stuff that actually works, you know. And so we're not talking big pharma science. We're talking like fundamentals of you breathe oxygen, you drink water, and you need sunshine, and it's fundamental science. It's not all this weird, you know, manipulating genes and really complicated science. This is fundamental science. So that's how I got started, guys. And it's been an amazing journey. I just believe in the product, and I just go and I'm a snowboard and ski instructor during the winter, and during the summer I'm out skateboarding and going fishing and whitewater rafting. So I'm using this to build my life, basically, you know, because I'm 51 now, and my friends say, "Wow, you really active. Like your skin is super good for 51."
I know. Your skin is
Yeah,
shining.
and it's the beauty water, guys. Okay, it's the beauty water. But for the guys, we call it handsome water, but it's the exact same thing as beauty water. What can I help you guys with? What questions can I answer? Like, there are things that make us healthy, right? Like sunshine and fresh fruits and vegetables, right? And there are things that make us sick. So when we have symptoms, essentially when we have symptoms of toxicity, can you guys
Yeah.
see that? Okay.
Yes.
The process of detoxification and elimination. So I don't know if anyone's ever really told you how the body works. Like I never got the instruction manual when I was born, you know. So I kind of had to figure this out. Like, hey, I need 8 hours of sleep. I need to drink some water. I need some fresh vegetables and stuff, and I need you know, loving parents that like support and build my self-belief and things like that, right? Well, your body is designed to process food and eliminate it, you know? And so when you are living in a world that has a lot of processed foods and you don't grow your vegetables, a lot of chemicals are coming in. You know, if you guys just look around your room right now, like how much stuff is made out of plastic around your room. Just go and look around your room real quick and see like you know, how much stuff is made from chemicals, how much stuff is like you could pick off a tree and is natural. You know, like our environment is not very natural anymore. You know, and so we're always getting plastic and chemicals and paints and things in our daily life. You know, when if you brush your teeth this morning, there's chemicals in your toothbrush. I mean, not in your toothpaste, right? That mint flavor, that mint flavor toothpaste. Do you really think there's mint that they squeeze some mint and put it in your toothpaste? No, it's probably a chemical that smells like mint and tastes like mint. You know what I mean? So we're always getting these chemicals in. And so when and these chemicals come in on the left side, right, via our lungs, our skin, and our gut, and they're processed by the liver, right in the middle there. And these toxins are supposed to leave the body via sweat, via the skin. Kidneys, you go number one. Colon, you go number two. And lungs, you exhale the toxins. Right? You guys ever hang out around someone that has been drinking a lot of alcohol and they breathe on you? You could smell the ketones. You could smell the alcohol in their breath. Yeah,
Yes.
that's how toxins leave the body, in one of these four ways, right? But as we live in a modern society, we have excess toxins. We have things that come into our body that we can't, it's coming in too quick. And so if they're fat soluble toxins on the left there, they get stored in the fat cells, bone marrow, liver, and central nervous system. If they're water soluble, They're going to get stored in your joints, your blood, your tissue, and muscles on the right-hand side there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you are drinking this water and you're detoxing, right, you're getting rid of these toxins from their storage, right? So when you're sick, you're actually sick from the chemicals moving out,
Okay.
right? Even if you're healthy, even if you've been vegan for 40 years, right? If you buy your vegetables from Whole Foods or the grocery store or Safeway, whatever store you have there, it probably doesn't have any bug bites. You know, your apples in London and Great Britain there, do you guys have you know, when you buy apples from the store, is there wormholes?
No, they look perfect.
They look perfect, right? How come those apples are so perfect? You see what I mean?
Chemicals they spray on them.
It's
Exactly.
chemicals.
Yeah. Right. And so over decades, you know, I'm 51 now, so I've been eating for about 50 years, you know, 51 years. And so how many chemicals are in my body? Right. And that's what we're reacting to. When we drink this water, we are detoxing those chemicals. And some people they break out on their skin. Some people have a rash because, you know, leaving the skin, you know, like a lot of women wear makeup, right? I don't wear much makeup, or at least I'm trying to quit, you know. But you know, a lot of women have like skin issues because of makeup. Well, if you look at like what is makeup, like, would you take a lipstick and would you eat it? For most women, like you wouldn't like open the lipstick and take a bite of it and chew on it, right? You wouldn't, right? Right? Because you know it's made out of chemicals. But when you put it on your skin, when you put it on your lips, those chemicals are coming into your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And same thing with lotion. You know, you have dry skin, you eat lotion. Would you eat it like a cup of yogurt? Your lotion. You wouldn't, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because
you know it's chemicals, but you put it on your skin and it goes inside too. Right? And so when we are detoxing, when we're drinking this water, this is what happens. We get these chemicals out. It's the chemicals moving around that we're having the reactions from. Right? We definitely want them out. So hopefully this you know, and then all these chemicals, they accumulate in the body, right? And then you have signs of acne, skin rashes, allergies, you know, diabetes, all sorts of chronic fatigue, you know, all these lists. So these aren't really diseases, guys. These are actually symptoms of toxicity. They've just been called diseases, you know. But there is no such a thing as disease. Either you're healthy, either you live in ease, or you live in dis-ease. Right? Either you live in ease or dis-ease. So if you live in dis-ease, that means you just have too much toxins, basically. So you have to get those toxins out. Right? So this is why I share with people, because, you know, we can't make medical claims, and I don't make medical claims. I tell them that this is, you know, we're helping people get rid of chemicals from their body, right? But yeah, so that's my explanation, and it helps people understand how their body actually works. How successful have you guys been at sharing this with friends and family? They're the toughest customers, right? Do you know why your friends and family are the toughest customers? Why is your family the hardest one to get through? I was sharing with my to this day, my sister doesn't have a machine. All my brothers have a machine, but my sister doesn't have a machine, and we're all medical. Like, our whole family's medical, and I wonder why. Like, even my parents didn't believe me, you know, initially. And I'm like, Mom, Dad, you guys paid for my school, right? You guys paid for my college. And you were so proud of me working for a cancer research company. You're so proud of me, you know, because I was, you know, but here I am telling you about water and getting the chemicals out of your body. And you were like, you didn't believe me, but you believe the doctor that prescribes you the pill, right? The pills, right? And I used to teach doctors. I'm like,
this is marketing.
Yeah, marketing. It's purely marketing, because it's very frustrating for me, to know about science and to understand how the world works and the medical world, right? And then to tell people, but they saw me as a ski instructor, right? They saw me as a skateboarder. They saw me as a surfer. They didn't see me as such, because that's how I showed up in their life. We're all human. We're all trying to just maximize our human experience. We all, hopefully we have 80, 90, 100 years. I'm trying to get to 100. I'm halfway there. But we're trying to live our best life, right? We're really all just trying to live our best life. We're not trying to become dependent on, someone to do something for us. Like we're grown adults. Children will be dependent, and it's okay to take care of children, but I don't want anyone to take care of me. I can take care of myself, right? And so when I hear of a drug company that is going to help me out by handling this disease, for me, working at a drug company, I know that we make great money. That's why I was paid, 6 figures. I was paid, 175 a year.
Wow.
Back in 2014. And that was fantastic money. I only have a 4-year degree, guys. I'm not a PhD or a doctor or anything like that. But it was such an aha moment for me to go visit my parents and see all their drugs that they're on. They're on blood thinners, diabetes, heart medication, incontinence. Also, like every parent has a wicker basket of pills, right? A little basket. Every grandma and grandpa has a basket of pills.
I know.
And I was sitting there thinking, am I a good son or am I a bad son? Because I work at the company and I collect a paycheck from the company that makes these pills. And my parents are on all these pills. And so some of my paycheck is coming from my parents. So am I a good son or am I a bad son? And so I had this moral crisis, and I said, I can't be a part of this, because they weren't getting any better. They were just being maintained, So I had to leave. It's simple, right? So it's food, fresh fruits and vegetables, water, sunshine, sleep, laughs and love from people, right? Community, nowhere in there is it like modifying your genetics. Like we should not be messing around genetics, any kind of genetics, right? And so that's why when I started to, when I saw this thing coming, I was like, I can't be a part of this. I just cannot. Anyways, in the point of sharing this amazing product and amazing mission that we're on. At 42, my ride could have been over. I could have gone into I did go into a coma, but I could have died, right? I could have been brain damaged. I could have been a vegetable. And that really shifted my thinking about my life. So from 42 on, I was kind of reborn. I'm gonna speak my truth, right? And if people don't believe the truth, then they can hit their own head. I thought I knew everything, but I didn't wear a helmet, and I cracked my head open, and I didn't do prevention, right? So I got treatment. Thank goodness I came out of that treatment, upgraded. I got upgraded in appreciation for health, appreciation for life, right? But some people, they want to pay full price. They want to get to the very edge and then pay all their life savings, into some healthcare system, and then so they can get 2 more months. For me, I'm going to maximize my life. I'm going to keep my income, and I'm going to leave it for my children.
Awesome.
So she started drinking 9.5 right away.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll give you guys an example, right? So she was experiencing detox. You see under side effects and signs of toxicity, you see this diarrhea here, right?
I had it as well. First drunk Kangen.
Yeah. Neurological disorders, right?
Yeah.
So chemicals cause all this, okay? But there's no chemicals in the water. So where did the chemicals come from? You know what I mean? When she drank that water, there were chemicals that she had a reaction to, right? But there's no chemicals. There's no chemicals in this, right? So So where did her chemicals come from that she was detoxing? The things that we're getting into the body, and it was a daily, you know, like over here we have Starbucks, right? You guys have Starbucks there, but people are drinking these rainbow colored or these what is it, pumpkin spice Starbucks.
I know.
Right? Pumpkin spice. And I ask you, do you think like Starbucks, there's someone with a job at Starbucks where they're squeezing pumpkins and they're getting pumpkin extract so they can give you 2 pumps of pumpkin extract, like real pumpkin? Or do you think it's a chemical that is probably tastes like pumpkin? I don't know, you know, or smells like pumpkin in your pumpkin spice latte, right? So we don't think about this anymore, right? And so when you drink this water, it's helping you to detox all these chemicals, and it's the chemicals leaving the body that's giving us the symptoms. And so that's why we have 3 levels of the water. We have 8.5 to start because it's gentle, right? Because detox can be pretty bad, right? 8.5, I recommend people 8.5 for a week and then go up to 9, right? For the second week. And for the third week, stay at 9.5, right? And how many of you guys have ever gone on a juice cleanse where you're juicing apples and celery, right? How was the first 1 or 2 days, Paul, on the juice cleanse?
Really, really dizzy, really disorientated.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. So you got dizzy from drinking celery and apple juice for like a day or 2. Isn't that interesting? Right? But did you equate it to, did you blame the juice cleanse for your symptoms, or what was going through your mind? So a lot of times it's the detox. It's just detox. Most just start with the 8.5 still, even though it's moving around. You'll lose some of the hydrogen. You know, the electricity will go down a little bit, but it'll just be a gentler process, right? Because sometimes when you do something as drastic as a juice cleanse, you know, most people quit the juice cleanse because they feel horrible after the first or second day. It's like, there's no way I can continue this for a week, you know, or a month. You know, I tried to go vegan for like I think 30 days, and I think after the 5th day, I was like, I gotta have a steak. Sorry guys, I quit. Like I gotta have some chicken, I gotta have some fish, like I gotta have some, like, you know, that's just how it goes. Like, you know, you have to develop new habits over time. You can't like just quit cold turkey. You know, someone who's gonna quit smoking cigarettes is good for you, right? But the very first day or maybe the second day, I mean, they're going through like chemical withdrawal almost. It's like crazy, you know? And so the same thing, when we're changing the 75% of our body that is this water, it's going to have a big impact. Every person is carrying around probably like 5 or 10 pounds of toxins in their body, you know? And that's what slows them down. And then they drink a Red Bull or Monster Energy to get some energy drink, right? And then it's full of chemicals again, right? I haven't read this article here, guys, but I could share you guys how they do change they use high pH and low pH water to reduce certain kinds of chemicals, because when you change the pH of the water, that changes the structure of the oil-based pesticides, and that's how you can emulsify oil, right? So I haven't read this article, but you'll be able to electrolyze water. It is pesticides. It reduces, I think, about 70% of pesticides, right? Reduction of pesticide residues on fresh vegetables with electrolyzed water treatment. And interesting, these look like Chinese scientists, right? Different countries, right? Look at it says here, degradation of the 3 pesticides, whatever here, all these names, by electrolyzed reduced water was investigated, right? And so, yeah, we're actually, you know, they're talking about 11.6 ORP, different water here that's minus 860 millivolts, right? So yeah, this is It all checks out, guys. That's why I'm still associated with this company. If it wasn't checking out scientifically, I wouldn't be here. You know, one of the reasons why I left big pharma was it didn't check out anymore. You know, the pharmaceutical industry does not check out for me. The more drugs I take, the less healthy I get. Right? The more of this water I take, the more healthy I get. That's the most basic experiment there is, you know. But yeah, you can look these up. PubMed is a great site. You have to look at electrolyzed, reduced water, electrolyzed, oxidized water, ERW and EOW. Okay, and then on PubMed here, you can look up ERW delays mammary tumors in mice and inhibits breast cancer cell survival in vitro. There you go. So no medical claims. I'm just saying here's the science.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What am I doing reading about, like, I'm reading about drinking water? Why don't I just go drink the water? That's the best kind of research there is. Like, your body is more complicated than a Rolex.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're gonna let some chemist mix something up and then give it to you? Like, no, that's not gonna happen. It's if you look on the certifications on the Nagic website, it's because of the 99.97% pure platinum. Okay, so if you look on the, you know, if you read on the corporate website, you'll see like how the machine is engineered. It's 99.97% pure platinum in these machines. Platinum, and then it's dipped in titanium twice. These metals are extremely expensive metals. They do not rust. Okay. So so this is what makes this a medical device, because of the engineering, because of the components that they use. If you buy a machine made in China, what kind of purity of platinum are they using? What do you think? Is it 99.97% pure? Probably not. You know, and that's why, you know, so for a number of years, people were doing these vape pens. They're vaping like CBD and stuff like that. So they buy like a $20 vape pen or maybe $100 vape pen, and they have this cartridge of CBD or THC that they vape, right? And there's a heating element. It heats up the oil and it makes it smoky, right? So that heating element is made out of metal, correct? Right? And it's heating and cooling, heating and cooling. So when you heat and cool metal, does the metal break down? It does. And so that's why all these kids are having lung issues, because they've been smoking all this heavy metal. Right? And so this is why you have to, whatever you smoke, eat, breathe, you know, watch on TV, you have to be very careful about the quality of the content that's coming in. You know, if I was just watching Jerry Springer, I don't know if you have Jerry Springer, but one of these shows on TV that have all sorts of broken families and stuff. If I was watching that stuff and putting my kid in front of that TV, man, my kid's brain is going to be messed up. You know, if I was watching CNN 24/7, man, my brain would be messed up. So we have to be very careful about the quality of the things that we're putting into our life. And since our body is mostly water, like, let's just start there with the water. And I just want to help Mr. Oshiro's mission of changing lives around the world. You know, and I'm a scientist, but I can speak to scientists and kind of break down their theory of complexity. You know, because simple is the most complex thing you can do.